Welcome back. It is Jordan, and today I'm going to go over the process of the book that I'm writing. Fun fact, I got this from Amazon, and I only have used it twice, and already it's conked out on me, so I can't even use this thing. At this point, it's just a prop. So, I am writing a self help book, and so far the journey has been pretty interesting. I decided that I wanted to write one maybe 6 months ago, and I have been on a journey for the last few years, and a big part of that journey has been a lot of reading. So, I was always like an avid reader, but I kind of shifted from the old days of loving romance to shifting more so into self help. And now I guess it's just a mixture of both. Through that process, I end up reading a lot of books that I love and that has helped me to grow, change my mentality about certain things, everything from Atomic Habits to the Four Agreements and a lot of things in between, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, anything that you could ever possibly want to learn. There is some literature out there that can help you out. So I decided that I wanted to write a book because, as you all know, a big thing for me is helping people to work on their confidence, empowering them, primarily women, but really everyone. So I figured, what better way to contribute than to add all of the information that I like to put out into the world and even some of the things that I've learned from the books that I've read. The process has been interesting. I feel when I started off, I guess I took, because I'm like a notebook hoarder. That is the one thing that I feel like bathing suits and notebooks that I'm down to hoard, and I'll just buy a bunch of them. And so when I first decided I wanted to do it, I took my notebook and I just was like, "Oh, all right, y'all, we are in nature, and I really am not the biggest fan of bees and wasps." So I got a notebook and I opened it up and I just decided to write down all of the different topics, any bits of information, strong beliefs, empowering quotes, whatever the information was. And I end up getting a few pages worth of just things. From there, I was like, what exactly am I doing with all this information? So I grouped different things together in potential categories, then put it in order of how I wanted it to go. And I actually started a draft and I did intro and two chapters, and they were really good. But I just decided it was the tone of the book that I wanted to change. I started off with more of a deeper poetic vibe, but I really wanted it to be just more me. I preferred it to be more relatable, down to earth, friendly, just a bit more fitting for my vibe. So I scrapped that and started to rewrite from the new tone. And then throughout the process, I noticed myself, I go down rabbit holes and I end up down a certain rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. But is it really conspiracy? Because it's a fact, conditioning. And I realized that if I wanted to put out the message that I want to put out, which was to encourage people to have the strength to walk your own path in life, to be your own person, to be empowered, to be confident, whoever you are. I think that a much larger part needs to be focused on conditioning because that's kind of the bulk of it. I think if you can go through the process of unlearning a lot of things, it can put you in a position where you are more empowered to at least begin to take the next steps of who am I? What is it that I want to do? Because if you don't even have the understanding that your thoughts are not your own thoughts, then how will you ever know which things are you as opposed to which things have been taught to you? So that kind of put me back to the war is the planning stage in a sense, and not fully because a lot of the material I wanted was still going to be there, but I did want to expand on that a bit more so that a person would have a good baseline to start with. So that's where I am right now. And I'm into the process. Of course, I've been also doing social media content creation. And if you've seen any of the other videos, of course, you see how that is and where that's going. It is a bit of a journey in itself. Through the process, I haven't had self doubt. I thought maybe that could have potentially played a role, but that really hasn't been a thing for me. I feel very confident in doing this. I'm always somebody that is trying to offer guidance, advice, wisdom. People will come to me, and I am literally that person like, oh, you're having this problem. Can share my thoughts and then say, you know what? I have a book that you should read. So I don't really have any self doubt where that part is concerned. I feel confident in my ability to do it, and I feel confident in that it is in alignment with my ultimate goal and purpose. So I'm okay with that. I would just say a big thing for me is I have so many thoughts and so many different things that I feel are helpful. Just making sure that I'm paying attention and being mindful enough to hone everything in and realizing that with all of the things that I would like to put messages out there about, I've realized also that I have material for at least 2 to 3 books at this point, but I just want to make sure that it's guided enough, it's impactful enough, and I don't want to make it too short, but I don't want to make it too long either. Just kind of make it a good happy medium so that it's palatable for people. Some of us are willing to read larger books, but not everyone is for that, and I still want the message to be able to get communicated to everyone. So right now, that would be the biggest thing for me, is making sure that that process flows the way that it should. And I also have been learning a bit about self publishing as opposed to the norm, the standard in the past. And that has been interesting. I definitely will go the self publishing route. And I'm not really sure what is going to come next as far as marketing and all those things, but I almost just figure I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. And I do believe that what's for you is meant for you. So sometimes it's a matter of don't even worry about it. If God is meant for you to put this information out there and you strongly believe in that, then some way it'll come together, because I promise you, I've been in a bind maybe a time or two and literally able to just have something almost fall into my lap. So I won't really put too much stock into that at this moment, but just putting out good work. If you can get it in front of the right person, then what is there not to love? So today is just a brainstorming day, and I will keep you all a lot more posted as the process continues. So wish me luck, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.